Action!
Action! Welcome everybody to the weekly in the Blender Institute. We have a full packed house again with special guests. I would like the guests to introduce themselves first. And while they do that, we might find their website and then you can show some stuff for everybody. Just stuff on the web where you can click on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
I have to enter the internet. And then,
Mr. Lee.
yes,
TV.
Mr. Lee.
Would you like to do the introduction? That's good.
Lee. All right.
So tell me, who are you?
Can we just talk like this?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, is that?
Well, now we can talk about this.
You talk, say who you are, and then you say a little bit about your business. So you are.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Pepijn. And Douwe?
And you are Mr. Lee.
Yes.
So, show the website. Huh?
Okay,
Got it?
director.
There we go.
I saw something more last time. Ah!
Yeah.
There's something bad with the color.
Yeah, it's a blue thing.
But it's just us.
Yeah, it's just for
It looks fine here.
Yeah?
And
You click on animation.
right and
The top one is nice.
this.
Yeah.
Click.
Something wrong. With,
Ah, you can talk in there.
Water is essential to human, plant, and animal survival. As our second primal need, right after oxygen, water is one of the most precious resources on the planet.
No problem.
Groundwater is stored far below the Earth's surface, in soils and rocks that are able to hold the water in the openings and cracks, like a sponge. From huge cities to tiny villages, about 50% of the world's population depends on groundwater every day.
Why? I just moved the plug.
Just
It
in
was
the
unplugged.
groundwater makes up almost 40% of the water.
I don't know, you're not.
I'm sorry.
You put the plug back.
Yeah, it was off. I put it in. We can just do our Mr. Lee dance.
We have to restart all the computers.
We have to restart Google and internet. And,
You have an air.
that's the time we have to run.
Yeah. When it goes to 0, you have to
Yeah.
either cut the red or the green wire.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
And it's still blue? No, it's fine.
Okay.
But this color looks more
Wow.
like the screen.
Yeah, it's fine.
Keep. For internet, nothing happens.
Okay, sorry, internet. Nothing happened.
Anyway, we don't have to wash every day, but it gives you
They're used for irrigation, bathing, and
Just
drinking.
scroll.
In Mexico City, one of the world's most populated cities, there is no nearby surface water. That means that 95% of the population relies on groundwater for all their water needs. And then, all the way across the Atlantic in Denmark, a staggering 99% of the drinking water for the entire country comes solely from
turn the
groundwater.
sound off. So can you say a little bit about your work, about this place? So you do mostly commercial advertisements, visualization things.
Yeah, we mostly work for NGOs and organizations, like research organizations. The film that you just saw is for a subsidiary of the United Nations called IGRAC. So it's about groundwater. Like all the work that we do always has something to do with social and environmental issues. So
That's right. Yeah.
if Coca-Cola comes to us, we'll say like no, unless they have some truly beneficial cola. I don't think that will
They
happen.
just came up with Coca-Cola Life.
Yeah,
They
Coca-Cola.
have open happiness.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Where else would the water come from?
Where else would what?
The water come from?
Where from?
Oh, staggering amount comes from the ground. Where else would it come from? I don't know. Rain?
No.
That people do that?
From the
They just-
sea
From the sea.
and from the sky.
People.
It's all out by
Like
the
an
ocean.
ocean.
From
Big
the
goblet.
coast, yeah. From the toilet.
Oh, recycling. That's
This is
that's
just
nice.
the three of you? Mr. Lee?
It's officially just me.
Oh, it's official.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I write, direct, and I set up teams.
Okay.
Like on a project basis.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so we work together on various projects with Mr. Lee. So we are also closely involved. And but now the last couple of months we've been doing kind of other stuff as well. And but yeah, I'm actually was with Mr. Lee. Mostly in charge also in 3D animation and the kind of the technical direction, and Tommy is also a 3D artist. So I'm doing lots of.
Yeah, and I'm now back in university studying artificial intelligence, and I'm in game design as well. So
Okay.
I'm actually starting a project for building a game with a group of people. And we're also using Blender for that, for our assets and for our characters with the Unreal 4 engine. So it's very exciting.
But you do different things, but you still will keep the company running and growing, or
That was
Mr. Lee is always the head of Mr. Lee, and it's kind of with this network approach of variety of freelancers and people who work.
Because you're building up quite a good name.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it on the internet, the things go viral and all those communities of people who are into wildlife, or what I call them, Greenpeace people.
maybe
A million of them.
yeah, maybe it's interesting to say where I want to go, which is you have like agencies and they suck because they're owned by guys, and it's a hierarchy. And what I would love to be, where I would love to be someday, is to have like a completely transparent agency that makes sure that NGOs, that people that have very important stories to tell to the world, that they get really high quality content, because that's a big problem. NGOs, they're not meant to spend too much money on media creation. I think that's bullshit, because if you look at the world, like, yeah, you're combating shampoo and car insurance and shoes and sports shoes. You're in direct competition with them for the attention of people.
And you
So
don't
then
have the same money for it.
Sorry?
And you don't have the same money.
Exactly. So I also in the future I would love to work together with different NGOs that work on the same things. There's also problems in the NGO world that people don't really work together. If you have a lot of small NGOs that work on a certain topic, like modern day slavery, why not? Why couldn't they have one campaign? And that's really where I want to go.
Good. 1 minute of animation can tell a story of a whole movie, right? Or a whole book. So
You do 1 minute?
1 minute.
Yes.
2 minutes. Okay, thank you. Now we move on.
Yeah, I'm Thomas, and I have been visiting you guys this week, and basically I did interviews with you, so that will be released on the Blender podcast next week. And apart from that, of course, I analyzed your files and checked what can be improved in cycles. I did some cleanups, refactors, and some speedups in volume code. And I also gave Andy some tips what he can improve in the island scene, which made it like almost twice as fast because there was some issue with the volumetric step size. And apart from that, I mean, deformation, motion blur is still the biggest issue, which we have to work on. And apart from that, try to get it just faster so you guys can make more stuff and put more grass into it. And of course,
More case.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we start the weekly.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you are already started.
Yeah.
You also-
Yeah, hi, I'm Julia. I'm a PhD student in media studies in Sweden, and this is my 3rd time here. And I guess you'll read about it next week on the blog. So, yeah.
You talk all the interviews and the things you've learned this week.
Yeah.
But you've been there in our technical talks, and you can write down all the stuff you've been.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
pipeline.
can write a report on a pipeline. Yeah.
Pipeline is a beautiful topic.
Yeah.
People discuss for countless amount of hours.
Okay, let's move on. Pablo first.
I do first?
Yeah.
All right.
A quick one.
A quick one.
But who's going to do? You do.
Sarah.
Sarah.
And
you
Manu
do
does Andy.
Yeah.
So you have to take a German accent.
I have to take a Spanish accent.
There's 2 team members.
Put a little French
in.
Yeah, a little French and a bit Costa Rican. So, who am I first, Pablo or Sarah? Oh, I can do Sarah because we worked together this week. As we're always supposed to do, but this time was even closer because I had to do the caterpillar, and she worked on she made the original shaders for it, and the color texture. So she worked on improving that. And this is, sorry guys. There. So she worked on improving all the shaders, the textures, and this is really handy. She prepared some reference to how it should look from Creative Commons, made a nice little stencil brush, added some textures, some of them. So she browsed for a texture of orange, a picture of an orange, made it black and white, made some adjustments there, and used that for the final. And so it looks like an orange, is because it's coming from an orange, yeah. So she also did some sculpting. I'm going to show it later, but this is the baking the normals, and then mushroom caterpillar. This is the sculpt she made. She highlighted some of the issues with dynamic topology. There were some issues. Maybe she can explain better later. But overall,
what is that?
This, because when you add subdivisions, it doesn't smooth, and it's just
Chopping.
Here, these lines, they're not supposed to be there.
A beautiful line.
They're beautiful, but they're not everywhere. So anyway, it's just the blender way. This is the result, but I have some more renders later. And then she started working on this, which is nice.
This is the machine where the caterpillar line shot.
Yeah. Yes. Next week we plan on working. Well, this week and this week is gone. Next week we're gonna try one of the shots of the beginning of the jungle where we see the caterpillar, which is already good enough. We need the final rig, so we gave some time to Danielle to work on it while we prepare this scene. She's gonna do the shaders and I'm gonna do the lighting. Besides that, another render, and that's for Sarah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sarah did some animation.
No, it was mainly fixing and textures and stuff. Animation, well, the caterpillar is still work in progress. We need to kick the other Costa Rican for that.
Okay, Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. So this was at the beginning of the week. Oh, okay. Sorry, internet. Here you go. So at the beginning of the week, I took some more of the shader of the caterpillar. So if you tune in last week, the last thing I showed was more focused on Tara, but now I'm more focused on the caterpillar. The shaders that were brought from the previous model were okay, but they needed some work. I started playing with the lighting, just changing the lighting around and environment and everything, and kept trying to make it look like something with different background to see how it works, more tweaks to the shaders, more tweaks to the lighting, even more. Then the Suzanne challenge. Add a monkey, and if it's okay lit, like not too bright, not too dark, then it's fine. That way you can see if the lighting works with the rest, because I was getting blown out Tara, but not so much for the caterpillar. So I had to find the halfway point. Tara made a nice picture of the caterpillar, and one of the dailies was like, "Hey, why does your caterpillar look like crap?" And then Sarah's one from months ago looked nice. That was because of the lighting, among other things. One of the tricks she was using is to have a mesh around the character. So the shader itself was really waxy. It was like a lot of SSS, right? I couldn't make it look good. I put lights, remove lights. I couldn't make it look good. But hair looked very nice. It was like, oh, it's beautiful. Because there is shadow here. With this, she put a mesh around it. It's cheating for a.
But you got less light.
Yes, exactly, and you get the bounce of the thing and diffuse, and it looks very nice.
Mesh to block the light.
Yes.
So you have this beautiful global illumination system.
And you're
blocking it again.
Yes. So I mean, it's great for a still or for very staged. It's a totally valid trick, but when doing the lighting, the shading of a character, you shouldn't do this because.
But how can you handle that when the character moves?
That's the problem. So you don't handle that. You just make it look nice on the shader itself instead of. Anyway, after finding that, everything was nicer and better and brighter. So I started playing with the actual shader again. So instead of having it like this super flat, I made it a bit more volumetric. There. Adding them both together, adding more light, less noise. There I added some little comp on top. Super simple, just to get a better, both characters working better together. The Suzanne is now almost in the same level, which is the Suzanne challenge. It's approved. It's passed. The Matias Mendiola made a nice little sketch adding freckles to Tara, so I also played with that. And go back and forth, remove the background, simplify, make it look nicer with less stuff. So then I started rendering many poses to see how it looks. Just adding more stuff, super high-res renders.
That's how you saw the new clock or not?
No. It's always, I didn't put the new clock this week because it's all local. This is a mess. Also, this is you're not supposed to see it from this point of view. The camera is on this side, so ignore all the reading issues because it's not supposed like this. Of course, it's meant for the camera that is here. But I just moved the lights and everything around just to make sure that it looks nice. Then we noticed some problems here that Sarah fixed immediately. Then, bam, huge 4K render, my first 4K render in this project, I think, or in this character. 1 hour. 1 hour sharp, like 1:01 or something like that. So now it's even more disgusting with these nice little lines, but it's cute. It's fluffy. You want to hug it and get it. We found another issue here, but it's going to be fixed. It's just a matter of baking or adding purple in the normal map. Next, bringing Tara again and making it look nicer. So this is a bit old, just trying to, once this character was okay, work with the other, and then just try to make them both look okay. And this is, I think, I've been working on the eyes. I've been trying to bring some sort of insecty and green, blue, whatever look on her. More of the same character, but now with a bit more environment around to block the light. And this is how she's looking right now. Still have to get the effect back. She has a bit more freckles. She has this hair, and she's getting back in track again. I have a few more renders. that these are from last night, and these are super high res, also 2K, and they're working better together, and the shaders are also working nice. You can see some of the little details here and there. You can see the little thing here. You can see the milky effect of translucency and slowness to render. And each one of these was 40 minutes or so. Not bad without environment though, but it's not too bad.
So are you still using the shader that you showed us last week, or are you using the milky one again?
I'm using the milky one again. I gave up on that shader. Sorry, it's awesome, but we lost some of the niceness overall. So I just render with the step option in Blender every few frames. She's very sad. Yeah.
Good.
And then she poofs.
So this is the final shot when they are talking on the top of the
No, it's not the camera, it's not the final, it's
It has
not.
to be a sunshot and everything.
I cannot, but this is not the light, not the animations cannot be ported to the new rig either. So all this is lost, but it's like shot-wise, you can't use it. But everything is there. So next week, hopefully, we'll see this dude.
Yeah, you're happy?
I'm finally happy. Good. After many years.
Happy? Yes.
I mean, of course.
Sarah happy?
Yes, she's super happy. So, no, yeah, just that. Following the advice of having one shot and the characters, and go to the shot, fix a thing, go back, fix and try back and forth with an actual lighting, an actual shot. Works much better.
It would be so nice if you could send it to the file.
We can. I tried, but BAM didn't get the MDD file.
Cut that thing out. You don't need it.
But then I have to make it local. Well, I could.
Try to find out. We have a pipeline now, so you could try to convert this file
to the pipeline.
Yeah, we do.
We had a pipeline before. It just wasn't good. Yes, we have. Yes, yes.
So next week.
Like we have all the pipes. They are in the studio. John's office. We have to put the pipes together in a line.
Anyway, or you put your system the whole weekend to run them.
And totally, yeah. I'm not turning it off at all.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Ah, so many claps. Should bring more people, you know, over.
Maybe you can get the people on the internet to clap too.
Yes, people clap. Please.
How many people are watching?
Now we have 54 people, and some of them are members of the team, though. It's Daniel is looking, and
yes,
I think Juan Pablo was looking.
Popular habit around the world. In the end, I think it's 500 to 1,000 people watch that thing, right?
Yeah, well, if you count in the blog post, then yeah, thousands.
53. What have you? We lost one. What happened?
Right. This week, I'm afraid I don't have anything noteworthy to show, but next week I'll try to show something from the new Viewport project that I'm working on. So bear with us for still 1 week. So
stay tuned.
Yes.
So you worked on the Viewport.
I worked on the Viewport this week, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you also did awesome stuff for Clarity.
Basically, I did more of it's a little feature. Basically, I made the animation curves show up as sort of X-rays above the scene, so he can work nicely with animation. And I looked a bit, and I looked a bit into making insert keyframes, also move the animation lines while you do it. But
you were talking about this like a long time ago. Like you have the motion path, and then tweaking the motion path.
Yeah, that would be
so great.
That would be great, but it's
there's not many programs doing that.
It's very difficult. We need a very good dependency graph for this, and maybe we, Basically, I had a patch date.
We have a pipeline now.
Yeah. And basically, I'm not sure if you can support it for the graph editor on or the non-linear editor when you're doing this kind of changes in those editors, but probably in the 3D viewport when you insert a keyframe, we might be able to sort of support it without too much latency.
Okay.
I had a little patch today, but I didn't commit it because I thought it might take too much. And Pablo is now showing this.
It's not very exciting here because I don't have a mesh.
Yeah.
But when you have only render, you can see everything, the mesh and everything, but not the motion path.
Yeah.
And now you can.
So that's the thing, yeah.
Oh, come on,
I'm
man.
never happy.
Oh.
Always complain.
So yeah, basically, yeah. So that's it for the animation team this week, and there were lots of bug fixes as well, and yeah, that's from me this week.
Lucas.
Yeah. People are clapping.
Huh?
No, I'm
People
sorry.
put a clap thing on there.
Everybody
Yay.
clap, 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 clap.
I've got a few videos. You can just show them.
Yes. Sure. Click, click.
So I did a few spontaneous tests for collision, well, pseudo collision with of the grass with a log. Yeah, just the first one.
Like this.
Yeah.
This one? Or the this one is much better.
Yes.
Maybe I can use VLC. And this we need.
Yeah, well.
So this is the main thing.
Pablo wanted smileys on hair, so I made him smiley. That's not really.
Half the development time has been.
That is exactly what.
That took 4 days, and yeah.
4 days.
Yeah, crazy idea of.
You see, without the smileys, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's crucial. Yeah, we have to use smileys. We can't use grass. Sorry.
Maybe for little introduction, maybe you could say to the guests in 5 words what the problem was.
Yeah, so we have this scene where he pulls this heavy log through a grass field, and simulating that is quite challenging, especially because collision detection takes a long time, and animators want to have it as quick as possible. So we can't, yeah, we can't afford to do a lot of iterations and wait half an hour every time, resimulate, tweak the parameters, do it again. So we need something that is fast, and this is basically a fake solution with a force field around the mesh surface, which is quite okay actually for as long as you don't squeeze the grass too much, it works quite well. So in some cases, you may actually there's a folder in it with log test 2 and 3. Slightly more realistic. The folder, yeah. So just show the 2 or 3.
Can we ask Andy to render at least one smiley grass?
Yeah. So yeah. Awesome. There are still a few things that can be improved. So sometimes the grass gets a little bit jittery when it's pushed to the ground. We can probably hide that quite well. And yeah, this is not a true animation.
Someone with a carrot on his chest.
Yes, yeah. And we would like to have a feature of basically
carrot shot.
Somebody with
a
magnet under the table.
We didn't have a branch animation yet, so I had to like fake it.
It's incredible that you're doing filmmaking and development at the same time.
Yeah, that's
isn't that
great?
Yeah. But that's how the normal studios do it.
Yeah, Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar. Yeah.
They just 2 years in advance.
So I think this is possible in the Blender release to some extent, but
well, yeah, I did some fixes to the.
Right? This is not new. This
is not really new. No, I did some fixes to the force fields and a little extension to make it more reliable, but yeah, in principle, it's already.
But the trick is that our production demands are always shifting like, and it goes really like, the director is like, not happy after until it looks like perfect. And that's because it's not the animator, it's the director's fault.
Generally depressed.
And then we say, well, you can also cut the whole scene, right? Yeah. Or you do it. So we either make a film or
cut it.
He's already working on this for a couple of months to try to cut the physics system in Blender, in animation control, in fast and super quality. So you can make sure that you can have your fast previews and with a single button press send things to the farm or so to the computer to get your high resolution. So that's the idea.
It was quite fun doing.
It's getting there. Yeah. So most of the problems was with the physics is always instability, so things flickering and moving. You guys know the Hoi Hoi commercials with the Luiaard in Holland TV? But always, if you look at physics sim with her, they're always flickering. You see it happen. Well, you have to notice, I mean, you have to look at it with your eyes, but it's horrible. And we see it, of course, because we watch this thing like 5,000 times. So every hair has to, and every grass strand has to walk. Right? Okay, so that was my little introduction. Move on.
Yeah, that's the visual stuff for this week. The rest is basically we did some. Oh yeah, that's a nice feature also. Basically, the particle instance modifier now supports index and random value attributes for shaders, so you can randomize the shader a bit per particle of the instance modifier.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah, basically you give it a name and then it puts a custom attribute layer into the mesh, and you can read that from cycles shaders.
Is it? It's only cycles probably, right?
I don't think you can do that with Blender internal. No.
It's very powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have anything?
Developers.
Yeah. I had a short week, but
Right. What did you see in Paris?
Culture.
Culture?
Yeah, it's full of culture in Paris. And
We went to the Moulin Rouge and
yeah, Pigalle is where I spent most of the time. I think it was already last week we showed this, which still doesn't look like much. Well, I spent a bit of quality time with Gabriel, wrapping up the render farm because it's time to move on to other things that are also quite urgent. And we are getting there, but I think Gabriel will say more about it. But I did some UI work that was needed to give better feedback to the users of what is going on and general improvements here and there. And then I spent some time helping Sarah and Mathieu and discussing with Manu and Andy the way like our pipeline is supposed to be set up, and that has culminated with the discussion we had today regarding our pipeline, how we make shots, how we share data across shots and scenes, and how we try to organize things. And of course, because we have already a lot of data from the pre-production that we have to move over in order to make the production shots, there are a lot of problems already. And so, I was just investigating with the different team members the problems they were having. And we still don't have, like, last week we announced the alpha release of Blender, but we still want to polish a little bit, a couple of things. But I don't know. I think
release first and then fix it.
Yeah, but if it's
that's what we do for Blender too.
Yeah, exactly. And so for a change, I would like to try something like to release something that is fixed already.
Impossible.
Yeah, I know.
Impossible.
It's one of the first releases I have to learn still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's really idealism. But anyway, it should come really soon. We are really close. Right now the system is working. We added all the system, not all, but most of the systems in the studio. So now we can use the studio for rendering too. Nice. And another interesting thing is the cloud now has the production repo. It doesn't have the pre-production repo anymore, and that's good because then people can
Production
really see
repo is updated
what you've been doing. Yeah, that will be updated regularly. And that's interesting, though. And it still works with BAM and everything. So that's also something that I did.
This is the actual one.
Yeah.
So you can show it for our question online what the Blender Cloud is.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys hear about the Blender Cloud?
Yeah.
Well, but basically then it's, well, as you know, we store, we have a bunch of training there, but the interesting thing is that, of course, we keep it synchronized with what we do here in the studio. So I think right now one of the most interesting parts besides the repository with the files, so anything that you've seen now, you find it there if you have a subscription and you have access. But one of the most interesting things is what Elijah does on a weekly basis, which is the weekly folders that contain the highlights of these presentations, which is it's really good because it has explanations and all the stuff that we say. So that's really cool. Yeah, you can see there text with explanations.
That one's empty still.
We already have one.
I just put the folder there.
So you can look at the assets while they're being made.
Yes.
Oh, so
yeah.
John, when you're wondering what it shows when you're not logged in, there you go. So it does actually go to the page. You're wondering what it showed when you're not logged in, so it does actually show the preview.
That shows something now.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah.
No commercial.
Yeah. So yes, you can get the stuff. And a few weeks ago, we implemented the an asset management system that we have. You know that with blend files you can have dependencies across blend files. And so now when you request a file from the repository, so it doesn't work everywhere, but it works there in that repository. The server fetches all the dependencies of that file that you want, and it gives you a zip file that contains everything for you. So you can actually use it. So if you want to get a shot,
a blend file.
Yeah, a blend file with all the textures, with all the other blend files, with all their textures, with everything. And so you can actually open the blend file and see what it does.
Awesome.
That's why
Or send it to your render file, or work on something and then put it back.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say it's the usual work. Because you can't browse because you are not logged in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
We do open source, we do open content, and now we do open production. This is the first time. Every day, the commits and things are visible, and the Blender Cloud is going to be our platform.
That doesn't work. I gotta click on repository.
So external people will use it, who work with us, and we ourselves use it. So people who have an account or who support us can see what we do.
Yes.
At some moment, when we start up in
Yeah.
That's the whole experience.
Are they also producing for you guys? Is also making things you have downloaded? Is your community also creating?
Not yet.
Not yet, but you want to.
We did that before, and we want to drive that.
So you do it that one again? Oh, look at that.
For modeling is very useful.
Animation.
So what's happening? Oh, you're making now an extra.
It's packing everything.
He's like,
clicked on the most complicated one.
He's even jittering. He's like,
is it live bamming?
He's bamming right now.
Bamming
It's
live.
web bamming?
I think you have to click now on Frank Caterpillar again because that icon will never change. And now you can click, and bam, there it is.
Why wasn't it doing that time?
Because it was building the file, but then it doesn't know when it's done.
Okay.
that.
No, that's the next thing to fix. No.
In this case, it's very simple. It just got the Caterpillar, but you can see it. It's there.
Just a reminder for that.
Yeah, anyway, that's it. Let's not stretch it.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't have a lot of stuff to say, but we do have a first deadline passed for the film fund. The technical review has been passed. So the only reason for the film fund to reject us is for the creative side. It goes to the filmmakers now, and they will look at our stuff, and they can do artwork and script, and then they will say, or not. Cool. That's the goal. So if we get the film fund, we go full power ahead on making that whole thing. If we don't get it, it's the plan. Then we do the backup plan, which is like the 10-minute version. It's only the beginning of the the jungle. Maybe we can squeeze a little bit of data in it. Look at it. We make an edit. Something you edit something, and it ends, of course, with Victor and still. That's the idea. And we have to start planning a teaser slash trailer. So the preference is to start as soon as possible with the production cycles. That might be next week or the week after. It's still a bit of a question mark. I think it's worth fixing a little bit further on the work. One more week on the jungle, but after that you guys can move to the island too. We're on the whole team in March. Everybody will be working on the island, and we make that whole island walk. We finish it and we render it and we call it done. And meanwhile, you can also work a little bit on the Victor scene, of course, in the laundromat, and you can add it in the beginning of April. I think a nice teaser of it. And send it to Eric for sound, and then we have something to show to the world. But we wait for that until we think it's good enough, because there's no other deadlines we have to depend on. The SIGGRAPH deadline, by the way, is 3 March.
So it's next week, basically.
Ja, nee, nee, het is niks tussen.
Nice.
So I have to find it back to them.
Yeah.
Or we organize our own premiere.
Yeah.
We hire, go to the Hollywood, hire a cinema, and say it's party, and everybody in SIGGRAPH will be coming to our party. Anyway, so that's the production department will be doing planning full time next week. Make sure everybody knows what to do. And next week is the last week where you can do still some quality stuff. And then we all move to the quantity stuff.
The quality goes like, and the quantity goes like.
Crash time.
Yeah. You want to make a film, or do you want to make something that looks good? Huh? Yeah, or about both. Yeah, choose. Yeah. At least we have an animal there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can open my folder. So, beginning of the week, I was giving some feedback back and forth with Juan Pablo about the rope for the scene where he's dragging the branch. And yeah, you can see, yeah. So while I was giving feedback on that, I was working on the laundromat sequence. But yeah, it doesn't really matter in what order you do it. So yeah, it's a huge branch, but I put a lot of tiny vibration into it, and I didn't want to make it feel like it's too light, because it needs to be. It is quite heavy to him, at least. He's kind of tiny, by the way. So yeah, okay. So there are other videos though.
There are 5.
Yes, just play it.
They're the same?
Yeah, but just play whatever. It's all good. So the legs are working properly, the knees aren't popping, the hips are doing what they're supposed to be doing, the buttocks is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
So
the torso and the tail also. So right now I was working on tweaking the neck and making sure it wasn't doing anything funky. So there are 3 things left to do in the scene. It's the facials, making sure that the beginning part of the neck of the head is following an arc, so it doesn't feel jumpy or poppy at all. I think this is an older version, but yeah. And then the ears are kind of dead right now. I think that's going to be the last thing, because there's also a question about that, because they are kind of pushing up against the. Yeah, here you go, baby. You can do it.
Man.
So
Really wants to die.
there's also
we have to add a PETA warning.
No.
Oh yes, we have to add a PETA warning.
No. Only 1 sheep was killed.
Yeah.
No, wait. He's
No
suicide.
actual sheep were hurt.
Yeah. It was a suicide. Fell downstairs. So there should be Victor file there, right?
There are 3.
Okay, just the latest one, the one that is number 3, I guess. So yeah, I was kind of polishing up the beginning of that shot. So now it's quite more polished, but there's one of the hands is kind of poppy, and then it goes into blocking. Oh, come on. That block have not. No, it's a style. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on over the week.
So how many seconds is this whole shot?
1 billion. It's really long. I don't know.
I know. How long is it?
37.
37.
30 seconds.
Well, it's good. This is
37.
Yeah, well, it
Well,
goes.
how many seconds were you?
It's supposed to go longer though, because it has like 200 frames in the beginning before this happens, and then at the end there's like 400 frames or something.
4
Yeah,
weeks. 4 weeks of animation time for this. Would that be fine? That's fine.
Wait, are you counting the time I've already spent on it?
No.
Yeah. It is not an easy shot. It really isn't. There's a lot of factors into it. There's heavy body mechanics, so there's a lot of interaction with a lot of stuff, and you want to get the weight and everything done correctly. But he is, I mean, oh, that's so sexy. He's a human, but he is really not like your typical human being in proportion. So there's a lot in the proportions that make it super tricky to do it. He has really long, slender hands, arms, and big hands. And then when he does a pose, to like dusting himself off, his hand is almost as big as like the width of his chest. So just that is just really tricky. So I'm faking a lot of stuff. I'm like scaling down the arms a little bit here and there, and making sure that kind of the poses work and the overall functional. And of course, there's acting beats in it. An amazing walk cycle. Yeah. I don't know what that
Are you now, what kind of walk cycle is it going to be? You already decided that. A normal walk cycle.
Yeah, I haven't.
Not going to do a shuffle or what?
It depends on the director, I guess. But Mathieu mentioned that he is kind of he's going in a straight line, focused on one thing. So it's not moonwalking, I guess.
That's easy for the production, so you can animate faster.
Yes. What?
A straight line walk is like keyframe, repeat.
Yeah, well, technically I've already done a walk cycle. I just inserted it there.
You have the ancient walk cycle.
No, come on, that's totally different. That's way more cartoon.
A sheep walk cycle.
Yeah.
That counts for 2 because it has 4 legs.
Oh, yeah, and then like the hands.
Zero.
The hands.
That's a feature.
Give him a rope.
Give him a rope. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your cat. How's your cat?
Oh, my cat is good. It's good. Yeah. I think I landed on a name, Pixel.
Pixel.
Yeah, it's really good because he has like
He's
a
coming
little
next
pixel.
week?
Yeah. He's coming next week.
Okay.
Wait for the cat. Yeah.
You should put cat pictures on your weekly folder.
I should have. Now that you mention it, Mathieu would love it.
Next week,
Bring him in on
One.
Monday. We'll make a blog post.
Oh yes, just a blog post on the kid.
But, the next blender will be.
Hey! Oh, no way! Oh, dude. Yeah. Two of the people that came up to me at the Blender Institute and told me that they don't like cats. Shame on you. Come on. Why not? There's somebody that walked up to me and told me that.
Okay. Kittens are nice, but then they get 1 year.
Yeah.
Can you attach him to a big branch?
Yeah. Why not? I'm guessing he's gonna just play with the branch. I'll try to convince
You can
him.
use the cat for motion capture and everything.
Yeah.
Big hanging thing.
Yeah. Why not?
Good.
Oh,
Next.
Next.
You have something? Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of pet do you have?
A dog and a cat.
Yeah.
The dog's medium size.
Do you have a cat?
Yeah, but not here.
No cat.
Oh, then fine.
A dog?
Argentina.
No,
Yeah,
no.
in Argentina, yeah. Dog and a cat.
You have a dog?
Yeah.
Wow.
And a cat.
And a cat.
Fish. Well,
Where should I go?
Yeah, show
Where should I go? Where should I go?
browser. Yeah, that was.
That?
Yeah. Okay. I was working on the render farm. If you go to workers, now we can see all the machines in the studio rendering. That is the just a cluster, the Andy machine, etc.
Oh, you added everybody. Like
Yeah.
all the piece?
Huh?
You added everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Everybody's on.
Yeah.
Except this.
Uh,
Well, we are working.
Offline even.
Yeah.
Working remote.
Yeah.
So people should not shut down computers anymore.
And nice detail from Francesco. Now the navigation bar is floating. You can scroll and it's always there. You can try enable Matthew machine, for example, and you will see a nice notification. Also from Francesco. That is not me.
Enable.
Yeah, that is what I was working on, to be able to enable and disable the machine. So
That's for
night
people who start working, they can disable
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Damn,
because
you're rendering. I know Andy is rendering.
So what does
I
it
give it a
mean?
couple of seconds and it will start.
How can it offline and enable?
if becomes online, will start rendering. That's me.
Okay, yeah.
So you can be online but not rendering, which is good. Right? That's the ideal.
So the
Offline
moment
is-
you would turn on his workstation,
It's always done on the workstation. You sit to start working, so you disable your workstation so you can work. You go home and enable your workstation so the render farm take it and
Yeah, when
render
something is
stuff.
offline, it means that something bad is going on, and we should just restart with the client on the machine. Because
Yeah, most probably
offline is
restart.
offline is debugging for them.
No. Offline is when it doesn't run the script, right?
Yeah, it's not running.
The computer is off, or you're doing something else.
The software is
But
not.
the artists don't have to manage that.
No.
The farm manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't touch this.
Exactly. Yeah. And in the shops tab in the shops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve.
Well,
So Gabriel, if I wanna take my computer out of the thing, because this morning my computer was rendering on the farm, and I didn't know what was happening. I just knew my computer was not functioning correctly. So I ended up getting Andy to like stop it, but then it kept doing it, and it was like my entire morning went into this, my computer not working. And then he had to do a kill switch or whatever to destroy all Blender.
Yeah, I think it ran out of memory and everything goes crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
But instead of frustrated, he's there like 5 minutes.
I didn't even realize what was going on. I just knew my computer was lagging.
And the computer doesn't work to talk to him.
Yeah, it's up to Gabriel, of course.
Okay.
We added the completion percent. I think that is new in this week, and Francesco did some changes in the interface, making it nice.
Yeah.
If you go to server about, you will see the best
Wow.
thing in the render farm.
Holy.
We have the,
Damn.
the logo. And
Half a day of work.
What is the convention for having
Go away.
a history? Because you add many shops, but after a while, you are not interested anymore in completed jobs.
Yeah.
But look, every completed job needs to be checked. So the render or the PDs, they every morning they look at the list and say, okay, that's a job completed, test the animation. And if there's something wrong, you feed back to the artist about what's going on. If everything is fine, you remove it from the list, right? And then you move it to something else. How does that work?
Yeah, we need to think about that. I think we need to hide the complete shows.
archive.
The shot list will get that information.
We are gonna keep an archive of everything, like, so that you can render something, or that you can, delete it or sort it in the proper way. Right now, we are doing a big improvement that will make more efficient sending things to the farm and keeping track of what is going on. And then once you are done, or once you need review, it will be better hooked up with everything, so that we know, okay, once we have the shot list and we know which shot has to be rendered, then everything can be connected.
You hook it up with that rack.
Yeah, for example. Yeah, of course. Like we can make hooks and notifications. Everything is very modular, so we will do it at
Yeah, we need to finish that details for the release.
Yeah.
And I worked also yesterday and today to make the render farm be able to connect to other render farms. Maybe Francesco can explain better that, but you can send in here a shot, you can send it in the local machines or in some external render farm or external workers. Yeah.
Wow, so you can hook up.
It's a big thing, but it's not done yet. Once you do, that's the thing that we're waiting for, to actually really ask people to test it, because that implies big changes in the way you say which blender you're using, where you store things and stuff like that. And once that is settled, then it's really to the point where we want.
You guys render everything local too? Or you sometimes hire a service?
Well, no, normally local rendering, and yeah, we did this. We had a render farm.
I built a little render farm of a few machines and used it for Blender, and I also use Sheepit now. I don't know if you know Sheepit.
Yeah.
Sheepit is for Blender. It's an open source project online, or it's not open. So it's just a project online which you can send your jobs and you can render for other people. And then when you render for other people, you will gain credits, and then you can spend those credits for your own projects. There's about 100 machines connected, so it might be interesting for you guys as well.
And also with Cinema 4D, we also used some the net render that you can just look up your machines that you have in the studio. So it's useful too.
So I was wondering about this system. Are you trying to make it like that you don't use your computer and it automatically starts rendering, and then when you get back, you move your mouse, and you just stop whatever it's doing, and then would that be possible?
Could be possible, and it's not working that way now. You need to manually disable your.
Because there's a lot of dead minutes on computers, especially with these hexacores, octacores. Sometimes you're just doing some work which doesn't take any processing power at all, and you could even try to look at, can you then still.
The sad thing of our files is that they are like gigabytes, and the whole memory and all your cores, and they swap out the whole operating system.
You're web browsing, and suddenly you cannot do anything for 5 hours.
Currently, the software can monitor the machine, but it's not smart enough to say, "Oh, I want to render."
I don't think it's a good idea. Every render is hours.
Yeah, that is the problem.
You could chop up one frame into maybe 1,000 little frames, and then just. I mean, maybe that gets a big mess with all the file sharing then, but you could just have one machine where this is always, when it's not being used, it just starts defaulting to rendering all these little frames, and when you move your mouse, it just stops doing that again. There's a lot of ways to do this for it, but I just noticed there's a lot of dead minutes.
I know, and in the 90s we did that a lot. The silicon graphics, but we never had a memory problem then. So if you only use half the memory, it's fine. And the systems keep working. But if it really grows, then your system starts fighting with the render job, and your system becomes not very.
Then moving the mouse doesn't
Yeah.
get it out of
Yeah, but
the shaking computer, yeah.
So then it takes like a few seconds for things to swap back from the disk.
Yeah.
And that's the annoying delay.
Yeah, that's I can imagine that.
But we can make that work that you only accept the job when it uses only 8 megabytes or 8 gigabytes, and the other thing is kept for yourself.
Yeah.
But that's not very likely.
It's all the huge files connected to the scene, like the textures and everything.
Yeah.
That's the
Particles.
But hopefully one day we get, I mean, in Cycles, there is a system which is not finished yet, but there are at least some basics, which basically distributes a frame across several computers. So each computer would just render a few tiles, basically, of the image. So that would be something that could be done in a way like when you were just away for 5 minutes, it just renders like 3 or 4 tiles. And then...
That's probably not the same thing, but...
Yeah, of course. But,
Well, we have that,
yeah.
but the problem is still that every system still needs the whole thing in memory.
Yeah, but in that case, it would, I mean, one machine would just create a scene, basically, like all the things, and then just send the pointers directly in the binary data, which should be less, but yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be finished until summer or maybe later even, but yeah.
Are you working on that?
Martin is working on it.
Martin.
Martin is working on it a bit, and yeah, but...
yeah, he told me about it. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
That's it. Andy.
Let's save Andy to the final. Last.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I can go first.
Okay.
You'll know the difference because he'll put on a German accent, and he specifically requested that.
How do you do German accent?
You have the German accent like this?
No? I don't know. You mean you have to speak like this to be German?
No, I'm male German.
Oh.
You speak like... No.
You are surrounded by Germans.
Yes. Making the timers a little bit more weird out, except when you go to next image, the Frank's timer should be new, so it's but yeah, it's
Brand new timer.
but, yeah. And in the next, that's this Taras timer. And yeah, actually, pointiness is in heavy use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
All the volume. Tornado with pointiness.
Yeah, next. This was the suggestion for the.
Matthias.
Yeah, you weren't here when.
No,
Yeah,
I wasn't.
it was some evening.
Thank you. Okay, credit to Matthias.
Okay.
Take it back.
Well, okay.
Awesome.
And yeah, next. Yes, the evolution of the Victor watch. Yeah, it has gone many stages. But yeah, that was the main topic of this week for me anyway. So, but don't bother to look them all. But
But they're all cool. Okay. Let's get my mouse around there.
yeah, Andy made the background for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks like this Bulgarian, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get one?
We all want one.
We all want one. Candy for it.
Yeah. This is the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting old.
As we use of it.
And the next image is the final thing. No, actually, this was demonstrating the glossiness. Next image is the final one.
We need to make
Wow.
It's like fireworks.
Wow.
You have 5 free features.
Look at that. 10K render.
Pick wisely.
So Manu, how can you tell what the time is?
Maybe it's not a watch. Maybe it's only a timer, like a some other thing.
Matteo will have
Gadget.
a 1 minute slow motion in the shot. That the arm comes and then you hear the tick. Tick. Right? For a second. Very slowly, your finger will come in.
Super cool.
Yeah.
But Victor is platinum, right?
Yeah, that's the bottom.
Like the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
He does the shot. I thought he was pressing or something on it.
No, it's on the
He
side.
fixed it.
No, he activates the bottom on
It'd
the
be nice to
side.
see his finger next to the price.
The huge.
The finger. Yeah, it would be a big sausage.
Yeah, good.
Next one, yes. I started making the belts, texturing the belt, shading. But the base is and this leather texture. So
It is pointiness?
yes, it is. But actually, yeah, that might not be the best thing for a deformable object because
it moves.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's
You can make it.
gonna change. Maybe it works, but it
Pointiness
can.
everywhere. Pointiness everywhere.
Yes.
It is pointiness and it
Yes.
doesn't deform.
Yes, yeah, for that is okay. But it's so easy. You don't have to paint anything.
Look at this beautiful
Penetration.
Ear tag.
ear tag. Heavy, right?
In the next image, I tried it on caterpillar, but it makes quite a contrast between the.
Yeah. And
the-
this
the-
is
yeah, we need to figure out something
yeah.
to make it look nice. And yeah, cigarette for.
Yeah, that's like
What is the brand?
For
What?
relaxing
What?
times.
Mass bread.
What is?
Longer.
Yeah, it should be much nicer.
Yes, long,
It should be Lucas
You add
now.
a water.
No.
Lucas cigarettes.
Does he have
We have a hand on his watch.
Where did the cigarettes come from?
His pocket?
No, they're just he just grabs a cigarette without having a
Yeah.
case.
That's how you do it when you're classy. You just put out cigarette.
Apparently.
More intensity.
Not electrical cigarettes.
Imagine.
That would make it not timeless. That became a thing, what, 5 years ago?
Yes, that's it.
Cool.
Let's go to Andy.
So Andreas has been working
Said everything is. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about here, I guess.
his number, but in a weird way. Do you know exactly what he has?
Maybe let's
Yeah,
start
the
with.
video.
Yeah,
There's
we-
one that is 00, so I guess that's the first one. He made this awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he said the file name says most of the. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's MBM and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, he made this.
Yeah.
You can.
Well, you can explain even better. But yes.
No, no, that's you.
So he made. So we had to find a nice HDR map. So why not painting it inside Blender? So you put you can make an equirectangular. Is that how you say it? Image inside Blender, and he maps some textures to objects because we can do that now in Blender too. And you can position the sun because it changes the value and stuff. And this part I'm making it up because I don't really know how it
What you
works.
see
But I guess it's
Psycho's rendering in real time.
real time. Yeah, what we see here. This is Psycho's render engine in real time. And you tweak the settings. So basically, you can have you can position your sun live. You can put it in your.
It's a very simple.
So yeah, that's great. So you don't rely on only one. You can make it. You can map clouds on it. You can move it around. You can do all kind of stuff. And this is available on the Blender Cloud soon. Soon on your cloud next to you.
Yeah, to the cloud next to you.
So yeah, super cool.
Have volume or something? Why is glowing?
It's magic.
It's because it's
because
it's layers.
Because he has a bunch of nodes. It's a few layers, and one layer has clouds, one layer has the background, one layer has another thing, and then you control.
Now people want to have this as a screensaver.
Animated screensaver.
Yeah, for the time of the day, so it automatically updates.
Ah.
You connect it to the weather channel.
It gets your location, and then it puts the sun where it needs.
Awesome. The weekend.
You don't have to look out the window anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Where you're at your phone.
Let me investigate what's. So we did so many things. Andy, stop doing
Start
stuff.
with the first and then with the last.
No, but they're not named. They have some names. Like for example, this is great, but I don't know if I was supposed to show it now.
Yeah, this was rendered only with the environment map.
Only with the environment map, right?
Yeah. No lights.
Oh wait.
It's
no lights.
This was rendered only with.
With the
Only
environment map he was making before in Cycle, he just baked it into an XR texture and rendered it as it is. There's no lights.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. Super cool.
No.
Imagine if you had lights.
Imagine.
The noise. Oh, you can actually see much better.
Maybe the HD projector.
Or at least widescreen.
Yes, tileable textures for us.
We made some tileable textures too. Super cool for the.
We went to Mars.
You went to Mars and back.
Some
a beautiful picture of the cliff. He's been working on the cliff this week.
But this is duplicate probably.
Yeah. This is the non-animatable.
No, it's
this is animatable.
Yeah.
Oh, even.
What?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, this is the modifier.
Then this is another great image.
Manu is vouching for it. So.
That's great. Well, that's what Andy said.
This is called map test 1. So this is a test with the environment map that he just made that we showed before. Then this is another test. It's really nice. Oh, it's more stuff. We can read the titles here. Complete, no more modifier graph. Oh yeah, this is with the discussion of removing the particle instance modifier and using the thing. Without Frank even, so this renders faster, of course. So we are trying to save time. We're removing shit. With the cliff on the render farm, both of the cards with Victor Yay. And this is new ground texture. That's very nice. This is Adonis, and it's super nice. So he made a mix of the yin yang and Debian and a tornado and vortex, and everything involved and
Spiral.
Everything is spirals and bubbles from the jungle, of course.
Now Antonis has to call the tornado.
Code start coding.
Right.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do?
That
Tornado. And then tornado.
either one or the other. Yeah. Now we put Lucas on the clock.
And that's it, I think. Yeah, this week was full of render time and crashes. So many crashes. But our Russian guy has been alarmed, and he's been fixing some of the stuff too.
On the watch.
Oh yeah, and the memory. Yeah, maybe you know about that. You can say, but the memory consumption.
People have to look at the blog first.
At the blog, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, there was something in the farm rendering. What was that?
It's still rendering. It's
It's still rendering. Oh, yes.
No, there were a couple of things.
Gooseberry
rendering.
frames, I know what it is, right?
Blender, Gooseberry, no.
It's
Frames, Gooseberry frames, Blender, and then there is something here. There are many things here, like this. No, this is material. But let me share the screen because it's cool anyway.
It's very long. So.
Am I going to see something?
Give me a moment. This is something else.
Missing texture.
It's a cyborg.
Broken assets.
Broken.
Finally.
Possessed.
In back.
Good to my texture.
Wow.
This is the horror film.
The grain is from cycles, right?
Yeah.
It looks nice.
It's slowly.
Nice grain.
Yeah, you
Very
should say it
aggressive
more. Just
compositing.
Okay, so we have to wait for renders for next week.
For the render
or maybe
of
stop
that,
it and fix the texture and then start it again.
yes. What is this?
I thought I saw one with a sheep doing interesting looks or something. But
I'm just browsing. Oh, look at that.
Oh. I animated that guy for a specific camera.
Yeah, I think we are having a 360.
Invisible sheep shot.
Wow.
It's a ship. It's on a ship. I'm the king of the world.
This is the epilogue. Or
When it
the
jumps.
prologue.
It's when it jumps.
That's my boss.
Ooh, that's what I mean.
Spoiler alert!
Wow.
Spoiler alert!
Fuck,
I'm
I
just
did
going
that.
through the folder because there was some. No, this is the awesomeness. This is not so awesome. But there was one.
No, that's too old.
Anyway,
That's too old.
next time we can prepare that.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, there was the one that I tweeted that people were freaking out. It was super awesome.
That's the one with
This is the one with the. But it was before even.
There was something with the render.
Yeah, but it was during the week. But we never show it officially. So yeah.
Whoa. Explosions.
So much grass. Going
So little time. Anyway.
Lots of work to do.
Live.
Yeah, Andy.
Do a special one for Sergey.
Mathieu, at last.
Hello.
Hello.
So I spent sometime this week tweaking the Frank's eyes a lot. I tweaked them. I don't know. I think I've made an obsession about the eyes somehow. So I think you can show the pictures. I properly named them.
I appreciate.
So you have, ooh, that's dark. So you have on the left side.
Yeah, but it's just the thing. You can change the. Yeah, it's very dark. In here it's way brighter.
It's not that dark.
Here you can see it's actually very
Yeah, you see something normally. Better.
It all looks good.
So yeah, on the left you can see the eyes that were as they were before. Somehow I already tweaked them a bit, the glossiness and stuff. And on the right side you can see new texture, trying to improve the few things. I watched a very useful tutorial from a French dude on the Blender Lounge forum, and I talked a bit with them. So I got inspired. I couldn't tweak the whole mesh. I didn't want to mess with everything that was done by Angela, by Juan Pablo on the rig and stuff. So I tried to make a quick fix, just switch modeling a bit more the cornea, the eyeball to make it, to have nicer reflections and tweak a bit the shader, simplifying them a lot also because they were very complex. Now it's very stupid diffuse and glossy shaders. So they can be improved, but it's just like now it's easy to control and we'll see how it reacts to different lighting conditions. So I have to investigate a bit more. And I also, so you can scroll through the next image. So that was, as they were starting the week. And if you go through, you see the different steps. So modeling a bit the inside, the outside of the thing, and changing the texture. I also changed the environment lighting. That also leads to a few renders I did for the testing for a poster, maybe. So I was trying to think of it. And nothing final here, just having fun a bit with renders. So and it's proper names. I try to be accurate.
Wow.
No, I try to be.
And the nickname also.
Yeah. I copied stuff from the website. So. I tried to. Yeah.
Yeah, you put an emphasis on my last name. Wow. That's impressive.
I copied. Copy paste. So I started doing it by memory, and it looked like crap. So I actually go checked. Yeah, I know. I have to put the logos and the stuff. I don't have them yet, but I have to do it. So it was a quick idea, and I want to do the same with Victor also.
But it's very cool.
Yeah, it looks interesting. So now we can render them. So let's have fun a bit. And I don't know what's next. There should be yeah. So you can if before we go to the Frank render, you can show the Lavomatic, the laundromat scene. I think it's just I modified a bit the layout for this scene. So it's not final at all, but it's just. We talked about it with Yalti and Ton about also what Victor is doing, how he does it. So I also try to. I will put numbers on the washing machines. So it does come from the number one. My animation skills.
Once again.
Yeah, I know. So he tries to light up his cigarette, and then his clock, his timer. Yeah, I
know. Mine had also attitude.
So he opens the 2 because that's the one that rang, but he checked on 3, and as he checks, we enter in, and we enter the vortex. Bubbles, tornado, cloth, smoke, grass, and fish. And there's the fish.
Silly question. Who's doing the fish? Maybe just use the frog. Differently colored dyes, and it's good.
Oh, come on. But it's shorter, actually, that way. It's a bit shorter than before. It's 10 seconds less. So.
The camera fly in,
yeah, it could be a little
I think we can also keep the previous motion, but anyway. So that's it, and then you can. I also rendered Frank. Did some tests for rendering Frank with the new eyes. Did an awesome animation. So it is. It took me like 5 minutes, and I tweaked between standard path tracing and branch path tracing, as you can see. So one is 1 hour, one is 5 hours, and I also started this.
This 5 hours.
The branch path tracing renders are up to 5 hours on the render farm. Yep. So
because you add the small stuff.
No. Not it's not nothing. It's not related to the. No, the
less noise, but this is scaled down, so you don't see the noise anyway.
Yeah, this is 5 hours, 1 hour, 5 hours, 1 hour. So that's.
I don't see it, Joe. What is 1 hour?
The graininess.
This is. I think it's 5 hours. No, this is 5 hours. This is 1 hour.
And you like this better, right?
I don't care. It's just that when you render this full and you see it full frame, it's at the edge of acceptance.
It's only the interaction with the noise sampling.
I don't really know. We are discussing it. We are trying to figure it out.
So basically, I suggest to stick with regular path tracing because I mean, it was like 1 hour or so, and if you double the samples, then you end up with 2 hours or 3 hours maybe, which then should work. So I wouldn't use branch path tracing at the moment because it's just it's not fitting in the scene.
In 5 hours, it's
not
not
so much.
acceptable. So.
I guess you can get less render time.
Maybe for the laundromat because everything is glossy, it's interior.
And many lamps, but in this exterior probably.
So it was just to test a bit of renders and see how it goes through the render farm, which was fine, and it's just like it's acceptable noise, I guess, for me. I was just trying to get rid of it, but it's a bit tricky. So it drastically augments the render times. So, but the smoke, I did it like in 1 hour, and it renders very fast. It's like 8 minutes per frame, so there's no problem for it. So that's it for the week.
And then there is one.
What?
There it is.
Oh yeah, I rendered your animation. Yeah, this is Yalti's animation. I just reanimate the camera from to have the back shot of Frank putting it in the grass, and that works quite nice with the proper assets based on the BAM work from Mr. CD. So that's the real. That's the real world, the real branch. Yeah, that's the first real shot with assets.
Actually coming from a real
proper fire.
Look at that, all the pipeline. Look at the pipeline. So pipelining.
So clean, squeaky clean.
Pipeline.
Awesome.
So yeah, and OpenGL renders with fur. That's awesome. It's like I think this is half an hour render.
Half an hour?
Yep. Half an hour to render this. For the whole thing.
Cycles a bit noisy, it's very fast.
That's fine.
It's a bit long for an OpenGL preview.
So we're waiting for
12 seconds.
subject.
We're going to look at it. It was how many frames? 40, 80 frames?
It's 16 seconds.
It's from
16 seconds.
5, 8.
No, I don't know how long for second. No, I think it's like
400. Sorry, 4.
But you can look at that. This, of course, has to be stamped up.
No, I mean that's okay. We can render it without the fur also. So that's just.
If you were exporting directly to the. Sorry.
Matthew, the rope when it gets like really tight, that's when Andy's magic needs to come in. It's
to
like,
animate the fur. And,
when when it squishes against the fur and all that stuff.
Oh yes, we have work to do. Yeah. But luckily we have a pipeline, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're winning.
Okay. So let's wrap it up.
Yep.
Good. And we can be back to the internet.
Hello, Manu.
Hello, 66 patient viewers.
Time
66 viewers.
What time is it?
Late. It's quarter to 8.
Oh.
But we have a pipeline, so it's okay.
And we have to cut our asses to the fire.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
goodbye, internet. Ciao.
Ciao.